gonna roll the clay into a coil. This is a handle for a coffee mug. This is more than big enough, so I'm gonna cut it a little bit. And I'm going to compress it against the wedging board. And my goal here is to kind of make it flat. It's getting longer too. And take some of those creases away. I'm going to take the moist sponge and I'm going to compress it even more until I'm satisfied with the thickness of it. I'm going to flip it also. Make sure both sides get done. What this does is it creates more flexibility, so you prepare the handle for bending when you get to do this part right here, this bend. So I'm almost satisfied with it. I'm gonna flip it one more time. Now that I have what I want, you could cut it and make it thinner if you want, or just basically form it the way you want it. For a coffee mug, this one's a little bit big, but I can always trim. So I got this model right here, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to bend it and test to see how much I need. Obviously that's a lot, so I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to cut it at an angle away from me. And I want to do something cool to this end. You could also add texture if you wanted to. Some things you can do. And bend it slowly. You don't want to break it. And there's a handle. Now, before you say, oh, I'm done, the one thing you should know is that I like handles that just don't go too high above the edge of your cup, and then about an inch above or half an inch above the bottom of the cup. Another thing you need to do about this is give it a little bit of heat. You don't want to give it heat here or here, because that dries the area where you're going to score and slip. You give it heat because you want to make that kind of stiffen up, so when you lay it on or put it together on your cup, it won't droop. So let's pretend I gave it heat. Then I come back here and I trace my areas where it's gonna go. Then all I need to do next is score and slip. So I would score that area, score my handle, those two parts, add the slip and put it on. One last thing is I tell students that it's really good to have an overflow of slip when you press on. This one's already clean, but if you would have seen it before, it had just gooey clay all around it, and I just cleaned it up. And the way I cleaned it up is I waited probably an hour or two until it was more leather hard, and I used this eraser to clean off those edges where the connection happened.